Hi everyone, Megan here from Beguiled by Books, and today I've got for you my January 2024 reading wrap-up. Let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got for you my January 2024 reading wrap-up, and this month I read 8 books. I started with Stardust by Neil Gaiman and really enjoyed that lovely fairy tale story from Neil Gaiman. It's a bit of an older story. It's been around. It recently went through a new reprinting and has a lovely new cover. And it was just a fun, lighthearted story, a really great way to start the year and just kind of ease into the reading and find something not too intense, but still fun to read. Really enjoyed it. Then I made a hard pivot to nonfiction and read The Essential Guide to Intermittent Fasting for Women by Megan Ramos. And I went on a very big journey in 2023 with my health and my wellness and being able to get to a good place with a lot of those types of things. And intermittent fasting worked really well for me. Megan Ramos works with a doctor who also wrote books like the Obesity Code and the Diabetes Code, Dr. Jason Fung. And I was excited to read Megan Ramos's newest book about specifically how intermittent fasting can benefit women, as well as some of the typical encounters that women may have that would be different for men. So this was a really good book to help level set myself for the new year and get ready for healthy habits and achieving some of those goals that I've set for myself. The next few books I read were part of a series. I was introduced to the House Witch series by my local bookstore, Blackbird Books and Coffee in Raleigh, and absolutely fell in love with it as soon as I started reading. It is 100% a hug in book form. It's cozy. The characters are mature. We don't have silly, unnecessary conflicts that are unbelievable. It was just a fun fantasy, made-up world, happy, adventurous, magical story. I blew through the first 3 House Witch trilogy books. Then there is kind of an in-between book called The Princess of Potential, before the next series of the universe starts. And I'm currently reading the Burning Witch series, but I'll have more to say about that in my February wrap up. But the House Witch series is so lovely. I would absolutely recommend it to anyone who wants to read it. It's so delightful. After reading The House Witch, I started The Eye of the World, which is the first book of the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. Surprisingly, I hadn't heard of the Wheel of Time series until a couple years ago when the Amazon Prime Video series came out. I've watched seasons 1 and 2. I really like seasons 1 and 2. So this year, 2024, is the year that I'm going to read all 14 books in the Wheel of Time series. So I've started with Eye of the World. I really enjoyed it, but it's very different from the show. So if you are ever curious, there are some big differences, not bad, just big differences. I can totally understand why some of the things happened in the show the way that they did. I'll be very curious to see how the rest of the books progress and how they align or don't align. But it's important when you're looking at adaptations of books to screen that you really think about them as 2 separate things, especially if they truly are adaptations and not true retellings of the story. So I'm enjoying them both, the series and the books, for separate reasons, but they are very different from one another. I finished out January by reading House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas, the 3rd book of the Crescent City series and the 14th, 15th, 16th book, something like that in the Maasverse, and loved it. I think it's Sarah J. Maas's best book to date. It was action-packed. The characters were wonderful. Everything was very believable in the sense of character development and conflict and things like that. I mean, we're in a made-up world with lots of crazy things, but everything was delightful. I blew through the book. It's 800 some pages. I think I read it in about 2 days. Absolutely delightful. There was less spice in this book, which Sarah J. Maas has been known for her spice level, but I didn't mind. It was a great book from just a pure fantasy perspective, and I really appreciated that level of writing and character commitment, and very excited to see what happens next. I don't know what will happen with Crescent City, but I definitely know some more is going to happen in the overall Maasverse. So Fingers crossed we won't have to wait another 2 years for the next book, but I will wait no matter how long it is and read it as soon as it comes out. What have you read in January that you absolutely loved, or maybe not loved? I would love to hear it. So please drop a comment below. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to like this video. Thanks and have a great day.